So once you have the bricks right here and the pallet's full, is your work done?
No, we got to market it. We got to find an end user who's going to buy the material from us and then make it into new product.
So we're going to follow this, I believe, to Chino.
Yep.
Well, what we do is behind you, there's a big grinder. What we could do is straight put it into the grinder and make it into the powder that you see here.
So we have our dust.
Yes.
Now what are we doing with the dust?
With the dust, what it does is we're feeding it into this big heater here, this machine here. Inside, we have about 8 heaters inside. We'll melt it down into a stringy form. Right there, what we do is we cut it into a fine shape like this big. We're making it into pellets now.
So we're taking these big old noodles
and cutting them. Exactly. And this is where all the mixture goes in through the hopper now.
Okay.
And we'll go to the last stage here. And then the final stage right now is we're making a picture frames here.
I'm sorry, what?
We're making a picture frame here.
That is making picture frames.
With the picture frame, with the styrofoam that we recycle, we're making the final product here as a picture frame. Which is pretty cool.
That's very cool.
It is.
That's very cool. I'm looking at this squish out, and I didn't realize it was actually something coming out.
Yeah, actually, out of a hole actually a hole small that big, we're expanding it out now. What it is, but remember we talked about, it goes back to where we talked about it, EPS, meaning expanded polystyrene, so it's expandable.
Okay.
So these are all expandable. That's why we're melting it down and going through all these processes, because they're expandable. We need to expand it, again, to making these picture frame moldings now.
Sure, sure.
So that's what it is. So the stage is 3 different stages here. This plate, this plate, this plate will make the size and the profile of this molding.
Okay.
So as long as we change these 3 steps, then we can make big, small, medium, different styles of picture frames that we make.
So it's heating up, you're pushing it out, making it bigger, and then controlling how big it's going to be.
Exactly. It's controlling, and it's going through the cooling stage right now.
Okay.
And it's pulling this molding here.
Oh, it's just pulling. It's pulling. It's moving. It doesn't look like it's moving, but it's moving.
It's moving very slowly, but it's moving.
Now, I don't know about you, Tommy, but this is the biggest picture frame I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, actually, we pull them with picture frame sticks, and we cut them at 9.5 feet long, and then we box them up, and then we'll go ahead and sell it to the end users that will make the 2x4s or 6x8, put the glass in, put the backing in, and do packaging and all that.
Okay.
All right? You see the shape, it's not square, it's a little bit round, and it has different texture right there.
Right.
You see that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it's pretty cool how that's the actual shape of the picture frame now we're pulling right there at this time. Each of these different machines are doing different parts now to putting, so you see stuff like this right here. This is a foil.
Oh yeah, we have a tape on this side right here. Okay.
The foil is actually putting a foil on this side of the molding, actually. You see that?
Yeah, yeah. So on this side, it's like black.
Exactly.
On your side, it's gray.
Yes. If you follow me from here, voila.
Oh.
That's where we take the tape off on the top and where you get the top out.
So this is going to be a black picture frame. No gray.
No gray.
No silver.
No silver. And if you come over here to the end, finished product.
I can't believe that I'm holding expanded polystyrene.
Or that it was before.
Otherwise known as styrofoam cups.
Exactly. It's pretty cool.
That is very cool. I would have no clue. If you would have handed this to me and said, look at this picture frame, look at the great woodwork that we have here, I would have
thought it was wood.
Absolutely. I mean, even the grain, you have like grains in here. I don't know if we can see the grain, but
it is magical, actually. And people wouldn't know until they really until I tell them this is polystyrene.
This is crazy.
Yes.
I mean, look at that grain. So you put this design on the outside?
Well, there's a machine back there that it kind of puts there's a roller that gives this that scratchy look. Yeah. So it's very detailed work, actually.
That is fantastic. And I was looking when we came in here, I immediately was drawn to these two over here. I mean, seriously, if I showed anybody this picture and say, what is this made out of? You know, most people are gonna say wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you hand there was a metal one that I saw too. Maybe it's like this one right here.
Yes.
A silver one right here. I would walk up to this and say metal. Oh,
exactly. And just by looking at it, you wouldn't know. But it's just the foil that we put on.